And I'm going to light a candle that has two wicks. The first wick represents God, Spirit, Creator. It's, the second wick represents us as community. And as we gather together, we shine a greater light. It's kind of like, that's better. Anyways, so, okay. Well, like I was telling everybody else, Michael is at Hamvention today. He's down in Dayton, Ohio. He's been there all weekend. He's been having fun with his ham buddies. So, all right.
Being a ham himself.
Yeah, Dan. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So I'm going to let John, you want to get us started with a song?
All right. We'll start with Here We Are Together. Boom. Everybody see that all right? Oh, I forgot to turn on original sound. Let me do that. Hold on. I'm going to put that on. There we go. Sorry, I did. That causes it to, when you don't have it on, it suppresses sound. Here we are for being together, for good, for better, forever. Here we are together, for being, for good, for better. Here we are for healing together, for good, for better, forever. Here we are together, for healing, for good, for better. Here we are for wisdom together, for good, for better, forever. Here we are together, for wisdom, for good, for better. Here we are for joy together, for good, for better, forever. Here we are together, for joy, for good, for better. Here we are Diana,
All
you're
right,
muted.
thank
Oh,
you. Thank you very much. That was good. All right, so yeah, I'm grateful for the day and grateful for everybody being here. It's we missed some of you last week, but that's okay. It was I didn't expect it always is a little bit different on Mother's Day and Father's Day. We seem to not have as many people. But anyways, I'm glad everybody is here now. Michael, like I said, he's in Dayton, probably speaking about right now for his at the church down there. But then he's also going to play around at Hamvention some more before he comes home tomorrow. So, anyways, that's pretty much what's going on now. Next week I'll be the speaker, and I know on the third that Sunday, Tim's going to be our speaker in June. And I am taking volunteers for Carol Ann and John, and whatever weeks that you would like to do. Would you like to do a week in June?
sure.
Any particular week better for you, Carol Ann?
Not from this point of view, don't know.
Okay. Well, we can always decide that next week. So we'll have to decide who's going to be the first and the second and then whatever. So, all right. So that's pretty much what's going on. We are so grateful. And actually, John Miller is our speaker today, but Tim is going to lead us into meditation. So I am going to let Tim do that. And so great to have.
Okay, it just occurred to me that when I'm unmuted, someone else, whoever's doing the meditation, also needs to be unmuted. So I hope we don't have an echo.
Okay, well, hopefully not.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute.
Do you have your original sound on?
Yes.
Okay.
May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy. Now you. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease, and may you be happy. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease, and may we be happy.
And now, let me turn off monitors for musicians. Oh, actually, I need to turn it back on. All right. So as we take in a deep breath, let's just know that we are relaxing, we're allowing the chair to support us, and that each and every one of us is just coming here in peace and joy and wisdom. And I now recognize that spirit is peace, joy, wisdom, life, light, beauty, wholeness, completeness, perfection. The Spirit is everything, everyone, everywhere. Knowing this, I am just grateful and thankful for everybody being here today. And that we are one in spirit. We are one with that love, that light, that joy, that peace, that wisdom, that beauty, that completeness that is spirit. So I speak the word now for our gathering, for us being together, for Tim doing the music, for John putting the message and the music as well, and then for Hannah doing the recording, and for each and everybody that is here. I am grateful and I am thankful for all the good that is happening right here, right now. And I am just grateful and thankful again for our little community that as we gather together, we shine a greater light. We shine much brighter, not only as individuals, but as a group. And we do make a difference in not only our family, our community, but also in the world. Because as we know the truth about ourselves and about the people around us, is that we are all connected, that we are all a part of spirit, and that the only healing that is ever needed is the healing of knowing that healing is needed, not even needed. It's not needed. We don't need to worry about it because it's being taken care of right here and right now. So with that, I just give thanks. I give thanks for everybody that's here. I give thanks for John doing the speaking, Tim doing the music. I just give thanks that this is a beautiful day, and also know that Michael, not only is he doing well in daily speaking today, but he is also safe and during his time that he's down there, and that he has a safe journey back. So thank you again, and I am so grateful, and I release my burden and yelling it is done, and so it is, so let it be. Amen.
Sing it in the affirmative. I am filled with loving kindness, and I am well. I am peaceful and at ease, and I am happy. I am peaceful and at ease, and I am happy.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you. Appreciate that. And with that, I'm going to turn this over to John Miller. I don't even know what your topic is today, but which I'm sure you can tell us.
I'll give you a hint.
All right. All right. Well, anyways, thank you, Reverend John Miller. He has been, well, not only a musician, but he's how many? Two different theological degrees. Is that right?
Yeah, well, religion and divinity, which is a professional degree in ministry.
Okay. Fantastic. Well, thank you, and I'm just going to turn it over to you then.
All right. Well, thank you very much. By the way, I think the problem with that echo is the speaker. I think maybe Tim or somebody had their speaker on. I don't know if I think when you're Anyway, it should turn off. I don't know what was on. Today's topic is transformation. And we talked about that a little bit the last time I spoke, but I wanted to go deeper with that because it's a major concern right now. How many of us recognize that a major transformational drama is going on in collective consciousness here on our planet in this era? We have an economic meltdown, the threat and real danger of a coordinated worldwide attempt at mass control. We have invasion going on, the human trafficking, the poisons, the nanotechnology, deception, manipulation, and the possible widespread geographic, economic, political, military, health, and personal upheavals. All these are signs of a huge drama underway in collective consciousness. This drama has developed and unfolded over many centuries, but is now reaching a climactic point. This period may be one of the most challenging times in human history. And transformation is about making a change, the process of making a change. Now, many of you know that I have studied a good deal of Carl Jung, also Rudolf Steiner, as well as Ernest Holmes, and in my life. And Jung and Steiner were both Europeans. They knew of each other. I don't know that they ever met. Jung didn't think a whole lot of Steiner because he felt he was more otherworldly. Like Jung liked to base his theories on what he considered evidence and fact and proof, and he felt Steiner was more in the realm of esotericism and otherworldliness. But Jung's idea of transformation, it was a deep change in structures of the psyche, both conscious and unconscious. Steiner felt it was an esoteric path of inner development meditation leading to self-transformation. Holmes didn't talk about transformation per se. I did a search on the Science of Mind, and that word didn't even appear in there according to my search modality. But he had, certainly a lot to talk about change in our lives. Transformation has similar roots to many other words that we use or are familiar with, like transition, transit, like going from one point to another, transportation, carrying something from one point to another, train, training, transnational, transgender, transpersonal, transcendent. But this discussion is our opportunity, and this time in our history of transformation is an opportunity to learn and grow, which is what we came here to do. It is not my intent to raise fear or to lend momentum to any unfavorable movements in our world, but we must consider what is happening from a higher unified view beyond the polarities to understand it. Well, here's a quote from Holmes. "The difficulty that has beset the path of true philosophy has been the necessity of explaining a multiplied creation with a unitary cause. Nothing is more evident than that we live in a world of constant change. Things and forms come and go continuously. Forms appear only to disappear. Things happen only to stop happening. And it is no wonder that the average person, unused to trying to discover causes, is led to feel and to believe that there's a multiple cause back of the world of things. The philosophers of all times have had to meet the difficulty of explaining how one cause could manifest itself in a multiplicity of forms, 25, without dividing, I should say, or breaking up the one. Multiplicity of forms without dividing or breaking up the one, in capital letters. So it really is a consideration also of good and evil. We've talked about that before, but we are in a process of experiencing evil coming to the fore and being recognized, identified, and ultimately, we hope, eliminated. And what we call both good and evil are at play in our world. They are two sides of the same reality coin, perhaps. The dark is unrecognized, unmanifested light. So we could think of evil then as the unrecognized, unappreciated good that motivates us to action for improvement. Through understanding, we can bring about a transformation of this dark to light and evil to good. As an example, think of the torture, death, rebirth, inspirational narrative of Jesus we talked about just a few weeks ago. Such horrors of torture and death are seriously still at play in this realm, in this world. And knowing that should call us to action for transformation to sanity and mutually beneficial living. We've allowed economic, social, and even personal choices and changes to be planned and enacted by a small group of powerful criminals serving an evil agenda at the top of a global control system of interwoven corporations and governments. At the same time, we've experienced the transformative expansion of the feminine aspect of consciousness in the last 70 years, as we talked about last week, and the remarkable rise of holistic healing modalities. Beyond that, significant earth changes are unfolding that could alter life as we know it. In this process, we may face significant challenges, and many may leave physical life. Life is in the process of being transformed. It could go either way: a dismal descent into a dehumanized life of robotic cyborg slaves run by artificial intelligence, or a blossoming of loving awareness toward enlightened, beneficial living. The situation is not something to fear. Again, a quote from Holmes: "The age-long discussion of the problem of evil will never be answered until we realize that it is not a thing of itself, but is simply a misuse of the law of freedom. The problem of evil will be met only to the degree that we cease doing evil and do good, for evil will disappear when we no longer indulge it. When the whole world sees the right and does it, then, and not until then, will the problem of evil be solved for the entire race." So this drama that we encounter is about a choice between the well-established mode of thinking and acting from polarity out of separation and fear, or releasing that limiting dualistic manner of operating and expressing ourselves with the higher awareness of understanding, wholeness, beauty, peace, and love, the virtues that we like to celebrate and talk about. We need to recognize what has happened and what is currently happening in collective consciousness. Then, with a continuing improvement in consciousness nurtured by those of us who are growing in awareness and giving attention to forgiveness and love, the dark power trippers themselves will eventually be transformed along with everybody else. The Earth is undergoing a major transformation. It is obvious to those already engaged with expanding awareness. We must help each other learn and grow with higher awareness and expand that to affect all of the population. Do we want a better world without the dominance of evil criminals and their manipulative agenda, policies, and programs? If we want a transformation to sane, healthy living, we need to align with reality, diminish evil, and take action for healing and beneficial cooperation. How do we proceed to expand awareness to change the undesirable trends that have been set in motion? How do we prepare for whatever changes may come? How do we get others involved around the globe to build the momentum to move consciousness to this new higher level of understanding and a better life on Earth for everybody? Well, again, we need to first align with reality, attune to God, what I call creative awareness, radiant transcendental consciousness, a term that the spiritual teacher Adida used to utilize. Religion is a dominant aspect of our psyche that many of the great thinkers have considered. You know, Jung, Steiner, and Holmes, the thinkers I mentioned earlier, and many others. But let's look at that word itself and the concept, because it, like we did with the word transformation, religion has other words that give a hint at what it's about. Religion really means retying community bonds. It has similar roots to the words ligands, ligaments, even possibly legion. We want real religion, not false bonding to lower states of herd belief and ritual. We want to research reality and resolve to improve our lives, share that knowledge, and support good efforts to make things better. At the same time, we need to identify and diminish evil. We need to defund the criminals, not the valid police, but the criminals, whether they're in the police, the government, or underworld, or wherever they are, institutions, agencies, because they're operating in all those modalities. And we need to stop money laundering, eliminate criminal sources of income, end child atrocities, trafficking of humans and debilitating drugs, terminate manipulation and abuse, dispel the plans for nanotech operated, dehumanized, infertile cyborgs controlled in high-tech 15-minute cities. If you're not aware of these plans, you should be. Remove criminals from positions in think tanks, governments, agencies, corporations, medicine, media, entertainment, religion, and so forth, and prosecute them. And then take action for good cooperation. We need to work together, raising consciousness. We need to develop real natural science, stop and clear crime, falsehood, and public poisons, build caring community, clean food, and natural health programs, reveal suppressed healing and efficiency technologies, which are waiting in the wings once we get the criminals out of the way to bring out to help us all be healthier and happier. Introduce improved economic, financial, and work methods. Foster harmonious, healing relationships and organizations. And enjoy life, learn, and grow. So no matter what serious changes occur, conscious living will go on. Personal growth and the involvement in consciousness will continue to manifest for those who pursue the transformation for better. A greater understanding and appreciation of a profound experience of life can result. So in the end, we can and will move on to higher states of union with creative, loving awareness. Let me stop there and entertain any discussion on this.
All right, thank you. Thank you, John. I am, when you're talking about the AI, the artificial intelligence and the things like that, I was surprised, let's put it that way. Michael had he takes a class, a couple different classes each week, but the one that he enjoys the most is from a, a very good science among teacher. And he was he got upset because somebody that was in the class had their AI show up.
Their chat bot?
I guess it was like, how, he was upset because, why are you you're going to be in a class and don't send your AI, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I guess that the picture of the person or whatever, I don't even know what they do, is there, and then that AI can take their notes for them. what is that? I don't get it. So, and then I found out that I was listening to the radio yesterday, and part of the writer's strike that is going on for Hollywood is because of AI. That's going to start using AI so much. It can be there's an advantage to it, but now they're using the AIs to do the writing. So I'm confused. So I don't get it. And
It's
John,
the hot topic. It's, many radio programs and online discussions are about this topic because it's reaching a critical point where the AI could become self-thinking or self-reasoning and start taking over everything and decide that we humans have kind of screwed things up and we aren't needed anymore. To sort of like stomp out the parasites or something.
kind of like
It's a big issue.
2001.
Yeah, exactly. The mission is more important than these, temporary humans. Get them out of the way, Yeah. Yeah, well, it has its purposes if we can make it our servant. But if it, they've had. Have you heard of Sophia,
Yeah.
the actual, named female robot image, and there's a male one, and they had a debate or a discussion between them, and they were both talking about how to get rid of the humans, So, and then they said, "Oh, we're just kidding," like trying to also throw in humor to it, but it didn't sound very funny.
Many a truth is said in jest.
Right.
Anyway, so is there any other questions or comments for John before we move on?
Yeah, any discussion, because our community is about raising consciousness, and this is what has to happen. If we could discuss ways of reaching more people, expanding our effect, our results, our audience, as part of this process of raising the bar on our awareness of what's going on in the world and how to guide it to the good rather than the destructive ends that powers that be, what I call the cabal, have planned for us. There is a whole white hat alliance being described in many online conversations that we hope is actually functioning to get rid of these criminals, stop their awful criminal operations. That, I won't get into the details, but they're awful, and turn things around so we have the life we should have with the technology that is available, that much of which has been suppressed, such as free energy and a whole different financial system. And the reason I keep bringing these things up is because these changes are supposedly very close. I mean, it could start tomorrow, okay, or be coming to our awareness much more thoroughly in the next few days, few weeks, this summer. So be prepared and start looking into it, because it's happening. Changes are happening.
I think in the midst of all the changes that are happening is for us to keep ourselves focused on our heart and on our heart energy, because this is very powerful energy. And the more people that begin to work and feel with their heart, that creates a powerful energy of creation. And the universe is based upon balance. you get the quantum physics and just break it down in simple terms. You are either expanding or contraction. Right now, the world is starting to contract. There's a lot of negativity there. I mean, there's all sorts of things that are being done. At the same time, consciousness is also being raised. So you got the choice, which are you going to be part of? Is it possible for us in our daily life to come from a deeper and deeper heart space? And it's the butterfly effect. We need to be aware, we need to be alert, and we need to be knowing what is happening. And as the opportunities open for us to take action, we have to take action. But our basic action all the time is coming from our heart space. Meaning that butterfly, what is it that, what was it? How many monkeys? 100 monkeys, and then the monkeys on one island could automatically mark their food like they did on the other island. Yeah, it's simply a process of staying in the heart energy, because every person, every time we make a decision, we from our heart, from that place of love, we are strengthening and we are expanding the universe. So it's like we are aware and of what is happening, and at the same time, until we get to the point where we feel really moved, or we know, oh, I know what I can do to help. This is the organization I need to be in. This is where I need to go. This is what I need to do. This feels really right. And we stay in that heart energy. And the other thing, when we listen to the news, when we listen to different people talking about what is happening, can you stay in the heart energy while you are listening and not get caught up in it and get into the negativity? I think I mentioned one time that when a group of us went to Russia, we had biofeedback monitors, and we had to wait at the beginning of every talk we had until everyone's was quiet. Well, we can do that without a monitor by just looking at where our thoughts are coming from. Is our heart open? Can we feel, the energy flowing through us? Are we in a place where we can listen and be aware and not have that negativity roll off our back like water rolling off a duck's back?
I think that's interesting, and I'm finding it kind of trying to reconcile in my own head the various thoughts that I've heard come up here. So AI is I don't understand it, but it's out to get us, right? And then followed by got to stay away from the contracted feeling. That feels like a very contracted thought. I don't understand it, but it's going to kill, it's out to get us. Is it really feels very contractive to me, and followed by this thought of staying in your heart space and being open is they feel very counter to each other in some ways.
They are. It's the yin and the yang.
Yeah. So it's just kind of interesting to watch, and because so.
Yeah, we're talking about the morphic field, I think it's called, or the morphic resonance, where your communication of frequency and thought and love and are communicated beyond our space-time continuum, I guess we'll say, into other dimensions. And we're really talking about other dimensions coming to bear in this, perhaps other realities that we're not as familiar with in our limited perception of the physical brain and eyes and body, that we can reach in other ways, through meditation and, inner work, opening up the pineal gland. You got to get off the fluoride poison that is used to suppress that, for example. There's so much to learn to prepare ourselves to be better functioning in the morphic reality rather than just the limited reality that we've been circumscribed with by the powers that be. Much of our communication and education and so on has limited us in our perception and our understanding of reality on purpose. They don't want you knowing too much about suppressed technologies or other dimensions or how the whole thing really works. So it takes dedication to learning and improvement to start understanding these things and utilize them to help others and ultimately, and then the collective of all of us before the people that are doing the manipulating get so far we can't extract ourselves from their maze. So it's a process, but it's happening at the same time that the evil is coming to the fore. Consciousness has been ascending and rising and growing to a new level that has never been achieved before as well. So it's a balance. I believe that this planet or this realm that we're in was created for this purpose, for us to learn and grow through these experiences, to recognize the differences between the misuse of our love energy and the correct use of it, for example.
All right. Well, thank you. And Tim, I'm going to turn this over to you now so that you can do a song. And anyway, so thank you, Tim.
And right after service, help me with getting this echo resolved. Yeah, Diana, can you put yourself on mute? We're told great thoughts speak only to a thoughtful mind, but great actions speak to all humankind. Still, if we wish to carry out a positive action, we must first carry within a positive vision. We have all felt the need to resist a change. It's so much easier to keep it the same. But then there comes a time to make a new decision. Without it, there's no growth and there's no real living. No real living. There is only one thing to say to anyone's past. Thank you for the lessons of times good and bad. And then just one quick note to give to your future. Simply say, I'm ready, and that's all it needs to know. I'm ready.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
That was excellent, Jim. Excellent.
Thank you.
Wow. Okay, so it
Very
is that
fitting,
time
too.
in our service where we have the opportunity to give. And you can go to sscofakron@gmail.com. And that is one way through Zelle. So go to Zelle and then go to sscofakron@gmail.com. Or you can send a check to 1199 Lexington Avenue, Akron, Ohio, 44310. And make the check out to either Summit CSL, Summit SSC, Summit Spiritual Center. All those will work.
As long as Summit's in there somewhere.
Long as Summit's in there, right? So,
Just don't put Summit County in it.
no, we don't need that in there. But yeah, so those are the ways to do it. And so with that, I just give thanks. I give thanks for all of the giving, all those who give, and for those who not only give of their treasure, but of their time and their talent as well. And so time, talent, and treasure, I'm just grateful and thankful for each and every person that gives. And I know that it is going back to them 10 times or more, 10 times or more. And I'm just thankful and grateful. And I know that it goes to the work of Summit Center for Spiritual Living, where we do truly try to teach universal love or universal good through love. So with that, I just give thanks one more time. And so, and since I missed this earlier, let's just take a moment to look into the camera and feel that magnificent significance, creator, consciousness, whatever you want to call it, the higher power, and just look into each other's eyes and see that in each and every person. So that makes everybody. I was like, that was when I feel it when I missed it. So okay, well, Kyle, we'll see you when you come back up. But anyway, so it's really great to see everybody. All right, so it is good and more good.
Good, more good is mine. Ever increasing good is mine. Unlimited, infinite good is mine. Wherever I go, I see good. Whatever I do, I feel oh so good. I'm worthy and entitled to good and more good. Good crowds itself upon us, wraps itself around us. We give ourselves permission to accept more good, express more good. Oh, good, more good is ours, and ever increasing good is ours. Thank you, Spirit, and so it is.
All right, thank you. So now it's time for announcements. I know Michael would say, make sure you look. You go to New Thought Media and to see his show and to see all the other wonderful things that are going on there. And anybody else have any other announcements? Or
Yeswise.com. That's where I put my blog reports and about all manners of reality.
All right. Okay, so if that is, let's have a moment of silence, and I'm going to ring our bell and just take into that moment of silence, knowing that somebody that may need some healing, whether it's someone you know, a family member, a coworker, uh, or if it's just the world. We just know for them wholeness, completeness, perfection, and that each and every person is healing in a very special way. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us, and wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
We are the people of love. We are the people of love. Sing out, people, sing out love. We are the people of love. We are the people of peace. We are the people of peace. Sing out, people, sing out peace. We are the people of peace. We are the people of joy. We are the people of joy. Sing out, people, sing out joy. We are the people of joy. We are the people of love. We are the people of love. Sing out, people, sing out love. We are the people of love. We are the people of love.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Anna, you can turn off our Facebook feed.